Today, we begin with a book released on April 8, 2025, titled What We Value: The Neuroscience of Choice and Change. The author, Emily Falk, is a neuroscientist, Vice Dean of the Annenberg School for Communication, at the University of Pennsylvania, and Director of the Communication Neuroscience Lab. We are living in a golden age of neuroscience. This field has given us a vast amount of new insight. Humanity has never understood itself this deeply before. Falk's book explores, from a neuroscientific perspective, how people make choices and how they change. Every decision is essentially a choice, and every choice is a trade-off. If you want to buy apples, and one shop is cheaper and fresher than the other, of course you buy from that one. That's not a decision. A decision happens when you face several options that all make sense but contradict each other. And you have to choose one. For example, you have 100 yuan of spare money. You could buy apples, buy oranges, watch a movie, buy a book, save it, or send it to your grandmother as a token of love. So, what do you choose? Here we face trade-offs between short-term and long-term benefits, between self-interest and altruism, between logic and emotion. They're not even on the same dimension. You can't directly compare them. Yet you must choose. That's what we call a decision. Falk's book isn't about what you should choose. We've already discussed rationality, goals, and value alignment before. Her focus is on how people actually make choices. Why do you sometimes know what's right, but still choose wrong? Only by understanding the underlying mechanisms of choice can we learn how to help ourselves, or others, make better decisions, and truly change. Ordinary wisdom explains some of this. Psychology goes deeper, but neuroscience goes even deeper than psychology. In fact, neuroscientists have been studying this problem since the 1950s, but the decisive progress only came after 2010. Today, there's even a unified theory. One that can be expressed in mathematical form. Imagine you're a professional woman at home. Your child is crying, chores are unfinished, and a report is due tomorrow. Just then, your 90-year-old grandmother visits. It's not easy for her to come, and you know your time together is precious. You should sit down and talk with her. But instead, you ask her to watch the child while you prepare your report. You regret it the very next day. That report didn't matter, but moments with grandma are finite. And yet, the next time this happens, you'll probably make the same choice again. We often know what the right choice is, but still choose wrong. You know takeout is unhealthy and expensive, but every time you're hungry, you order it again and tell yourself you'll start changing tomorrow. Why? Older theories emphasized willpower. Newer ones focus on building good habits. Both have truth, but neither gets to the root. In a broader sense, decision-making isn't only about habits. It includes rare or sudden situations too. If we can decode how choice works, we can solve countless problems. Take a bank security guard, for instance. His duty is clear. If someone passes fingerprint verification, let them in. If not, absolutely refuse. He's done this for years. It's automatic. One day, a middle-aged woman arrives. Her arm is in a cast, she's carrying a pile of papers, looking rushed. She scans her fingerprint. It fails. She complains that the machine's broken. The guard politely tries again. Still fails. Papers fall everywhere. People are watching. Flustered, the guard lets her in. He doesn't know she's actually a security tester. So how did he decide that? Where was all his good habit? The woman used social engineering. The art of changing people's choices by changing the context. This happened in Germany, where public order is highly valued, and social embarrassment feels intense. The guard wanted to calm the scene. The woman looked helpless yet confident, triggering empathy. All of this quietly reweighted the guard's decision system. We fuss over small mistakes but make big decisions casually. Because we're used to small choices, and unfamiliar with big ones. Your major decisions are often swayed by minor factors. Scientists once thought that the brain had multiple decision centers, each handling different domains, and whichever was loudest, won. I used to believe that too. Until I read Falk's book. Modern neuroscience shows that no matter how many dimensions are involved, the brain uses the same system. The value system. It mainly includes the ventromedial prefrontal cortex and the ventral striatum. This value system constantly evaluates the worth of things around you. When you shop, it's silently scoring every item. Which one is worth buying, which isn't. It does this so fast it's almost unconscious. And it doesn't stop when you're not making choices. Even after you've finished shopping, your brain still evaluates every product your eyes pass by. Everyday life is full of this. Ads you see, people you meet, stories you hear. Your brain assigns a value to each. It's likely an evolutionary adaptation. We're always scanning for what's good. Here's a simplified explanation of how this value system works. It's actually a math problem involving three ideas: options, cues, and weights. Say you're choosing between three options: buying apples, buying oranges, or watching a movie. Your brain evaluates the value of each option, and picks the one with the highest score. Each option has many factors: taste, appearance, health, identity, social display, cost, etc. These are the cues. For each cue, your brain assigns a weight. How important it is right now. For instance, you're alone and a bit hungry, so your weights might be: taste 0.4, health 0.3, mood 0.2, social display 0.1. Now, suppose the cue scores are: apples, taste 7, health 8, mood 5, social 1. Oranges, taste 8, health 7, mood 6, social 1. Movies, taste 0, health 2, mood 9, social 6. Multiply each cue by its weight and sum them up. That's the option's value. In other words, value equals weighted average of influencing factors. So what we call choosing is actually our brain's automatic value computation. We always pick the option with the highest current weighted score. All value judgments are subjective, because both cue scores and weights can change. To change a choice, you can either change the weights or the cue values. Weights are easier to shift temporarily, since they depend on context. If you're hungry, taste matters more; if you're with your partner, image matters more. Changing cue values also works. Falk gave a personal example. She knew she should visit her grandmother, but always felt it was too time-consuming. Later, she realized she could bike there while listening to her favorite podcast. Suddenly, that travel time cue turned from negative to positive. The overall value of visiting grandma increased. That's what social engineering does too. It changes context and cues to alter perceived value. We also adjust our own system after each choice. If you've always prioritized taste, but your body suffers, you might raise the weight of health next time. Sometimes even cue values flip. Like when cigarette smoke once smelled good, but later becomes disgusting after you quit smoking. Simple rule: change the weights, or change the cues. Here's one of Falk's most fascinating discoveries. How does persuasion lead to real change? Suppose someone watches an anti-smoking video and learns all the facts. How do we know if they'll actually quit? Surveys asking, "Do you feel determined?" are poor predictors. The best predictor is this. When that person watches the message, is their value system, especially the VMPFC, highly active? If it is, that means they're integrating the message into their high-value channel, perhaps updating their weights or cue values in real time. That's what leads to genuine change. To truly know if someone gets it, you'd need to scan their brain in real time with fMRI. From ads to persuasion to education, neuroscientists can now watch your brain's response and see exactly when understanding happens. These findings remind us again. The brain is hardware. Once you understand that, you'll have more empathy for others. Why doesn't someone listen, no matter how much you explain? Because their brain parameters haven't changed yet. It's not a matter of willpower. It's wiring. So rather than persuading people with words, change their value function. When the ventromedial prefrontal cortex lights up, that's when willpower finds a home. That's it for today's content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.